So, Jenny, why make this into a play? Is it therapy? Is it sociology? Is it entertainment?
Well, hopefully it's entertainment first and foremost, and not really, hopefully not too much therapy. I think we started the project because I was sort of interested. My parents are divorced, and actually everyone who's working on the show's parents are divorced. And I was interested in, or we all were interested in the topic, and why basically for me I was always fascinated as like there, you can pinpoint the moment that you fall in love, but then how 20 years later suddenly you wake up next to someone and you're like, I hate you, don't talk to me, your breathing is annoying. And so we started interviewing people. We interviewed our own parents, and those seemed to be, for us, the richest material, and we play our own parents.
And one of the things, Matt, that I guess is very serious beyond the entertainment is that you've got a method for questioning your parents if you want to ask them about their divorce, correct?
Basically, because it's very difficult to just sort of walk up to your parents and be like, Mom and Dad, can you tell us the story of how you ruined my life? It's more like most people would not find that interesting, but the questions are designed to be sort of interesting and neutral and to sort of just spark spark memory. I mean, one of the first questions we asked was, can you remember what you were wearing when you first met? Can you remember your last meal together? Can you remember the last vacation you took? And that we're not looking for simple answers, but those sort of questions sort of like, well, it leads them to sort of memories that they're not sure about, and they're like, well, I can't remember, but maybe this or da-da-da-da.
And we have, by the way, on our website, listeners, in all seriousness, some points from the Civilians method for having these conversations with your parents. This is being done in conjunction with the WNYC Culture Department, we should say. So that's on that part of WNYC.org, or you can get to it through our show page. They suggest try and ask open-ended questions, something that will lead to a story rather than a yes or no answer, just like doing the show.
Yeah.
Let the answers lead the questions. Mm-hmm. If you ask them, was there an object you fought over? They say, oh, yes, definitely, the bottle opener. Try to avoid contradicting them, they say. Resist the temptation to verbally react to
which was hard with your own parents.
That must be
well,
hard.
I mean, I think there's actually an example on the website of I immediately became 13 years old again when I was interviewing my mom, and she would say stuff, and I'd be like, oh, I don't think so, which is not what you're supposed to do. But it's kind of hard when it's your own
And another good one I see here is don't feel like you have to get the whole story.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, it's better to leave the interview even a little bit before it's done, so there's a sense of, because they'll always remember more and they'll always want to talk more about it.
And going back to the genesis of the show, kind of connected to the Museum of Contested Objects, I think one of the other reasons for starting the show was I was always fascinated by, my mom is sort of obsessed with this Tiffany lamp that that was my father's, and they've still, 25 years later, she's like, he is not getting that lamp. That lamp is staying in my house. And how much,
There's your contested
there
object.
You go, for them, for sure.
And we have a clip from a performance that you, Matt, did at the Galapagos Art Space last November. This is you playing your father, describing the terms of the divorce.
Right. This was another thing, and I hope this doesn't, send you to the psychiatrist, but I said to your mother, you can stay here while you get your things together. But while you stay here, if you stay here, we are going to continue to make love. I am not going to torture myself living with a woman that I'm in love with, but that I can't sleep with. I can't deal with that. So that's the way it was. She said, sure. Whatever. We were, after all, both socialists. We did not sweat the small stuff.
Defining what the small stuff is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yaakov in Queens is calling with a story about how he was told by his parents. Hi, Yaakov. Thanks for calling.
Hey, how are you? This is my first time calling in. I really like your show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so we were at Disney World. We were at a family vacation, my 3 siblings and I, and my parents got into a little bit of a fight at the rental car place, and my mother blurted out, "Well, if I have no future in your life anyways, why don't you get the car?" or something to that extent. And all of the siblings and I said, "What did you just say?" And that's how it kind of came out that they were going to get divorced at Disney World.
At Disney World. That's a gross story. Thank you very much.